This race is going to be nuts. There's no doubt about it. So it's exciting. I mean, I am very excited, but if you can't tell, I'm very nervous too. All right, what's going on, YouTube? All right, so I'm looking right now at the aid stations and things for the Cruel Jewel 100, trying to do some planning, and it's becoming very apparent to me that I'm pretty unsure about myself right now. So I think this is normal, but this is going to be one heck of a race and more of a survival, I think, exercise than a race. So I've gone through kind of some different emotions and feelings and over the past couple days. Yesterday, I've been watching the Cocodona 250 live stream, which is a huge race out west. And I was thinking, man, like, I was getting encouraged, and motivated. Like, look at these guys. They're going, they're doing this huge race, that takes 4 days, and, I can be competitive with the 100-miler. I can do it. I can just go all out, And then I started looking at this pacing plan and looking at all of the elevation change and the vertical gain that I'm going to be facing, and it's pretty daunting, to be honest. So I guess the point of this video is to let you know where I'm at right now. On the one side of the coin, I'm very excited. It's going to be just it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be out in the wilderness. It's going to be survival. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be plenty of people to share that experience with. But then on the other side of the coin, I'm realizing how much suffering I'm going to go through, and how hard it's going to be. And so I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing it for the right reasons, make sure that I'm motivated, and so that when it does get really hard, I know why I'm doing it. I know I have a motivation to continue. So with my first 100-miler, the Mohican 100 last fall, the motivation was I really wanted to finish a 100-mile race. I've done that now. So there's got to be something more. Certainly the fact that it's a hard rock qualifier, and the fact that it's known as one of the most brutal races, at least on the East Coast, probably across the United States. So to finish that would be a huge accomplishment for me. So that's one. I think I like the idea. It seems it's a little bit, I don't know if corny is the right word, but maybe a little bit too serious. But I want to be a good example to my kids. And so even if no matter what happens, I want to be able to show and tell my kids that I gave it my all, so they have a good example. But anyway, so enough of that introspective stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the plan, about the pacing plan. Yeah, I'm definitely just like totally nervous looking at this, but I'm going to try to be very realistic with my goals. This race has a cutoff. That's the right word. So the cutoff time is 48 hours from the beginning of the race, which is 2 days from Friday at noon. So the cutoff is Sunday at noon. I think my realistic goal to finish this race would be in about 42, 43 hours. I think 43 hours is definitely legit. Like, I can do that. So what that means is I need to split up that 43 hours across the course and try to keep that pace. So I think it's awesome that some people are trying to do faster. Like, in the 30s. That'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. But, just realistically speaking, I don't think I'm trained well enough to do that. So I think I'm just going to stick with a very realistic time goal of 43 hours, hoping that that's realistic. I mean, looking at this pacing plan, looking at this elevation change and the aid stations, the course description, it's pretty brutal. I'll try to share some screenshots of the course description, but I mean, just to do a quick overview, there are, let's see, basically there's like 10 or so aid stations for the first 50 miles. It's an out and back, so it's 50 miles out, 50 miles back. I mean, on average, you're looking at 5 to 6 miles between each aid station. There's a few that are 8 miles. There's a few that are in the 3 to 4 miles. As far as the distance between aid stations, the elevation change, from what I can see, is pretty well spread out. There are, of course, there's a few climbs that are in a few sections that are more elevation change and more vertical gain than others. So, for example, in the beginning, you go from Vogel State Park to Wolf Creek, and that's only, I think, about an 800-foot climb overall. It's 3.5 miles. And then from Wolf Creek to Fire Pit, it's 5 miles, but you do 2,000 feet of vertical gain. So, and that's I think that's the most vertical gain in any given section of the race between aid stations. So, that will be a challenge both ways. It'll be a challenge going up and going down. So, So at the very beginning of the race, we're going to get almost 3,000 feet of vertical gain in 10 miles. So it's going to be nuts. So that'll be tough. Definitely not running that. I'll be hiking that. So, and then after from Wolf Creek to Fire Pit is that 2,000-foot climb. Fire Pit to Fish Gap is 1,000 feet. Fish Gap to Skeena Gap is 1,000 feet. So it begins kind of going that route, like pretty much, I think, almost 1,000 feet of vertical gain per section. There are a couple that are less than that, but I mean that's kind of a good average, about 1,000 feet per section. And then you hit, there's a couple that are more, a couple that are less. So between Will Scott Gap and Old Dial, it's about, I think from my estimate, it's about 1,700 feet. Now all of these numbers are basically estimates, because I've seen different numbers different places. The course description has charts that show you the elevation change, but it doesn't really detail exactly how much. This race is going to be nuts. There's no doubt about it. So it's exciting. I mean, I am very excited, but if you can't tell, I'm very nervous too. So, so I think, generally speaking, with my pacing plan, I'm going to be assigning a little bit faster pace in the beginning, of course. That's how it is for me, at least. I think it is for everybody. But, the first 50K, I mean, I'm probably the first 31 miles, if I can get an 18-minute per mile pace, I'll be happy. I think any faster than that with this amount of climbing is probably wishful thinking for me. So, I mean, if I can do that, then I think I can come in at about 43 hours overall, assuming I'm going to slow down significantly for the last 75 miles or so. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I'm not going to bore you with all the numbers of my pacing plan. That's kind of, I wanted you to hear kind of play by play how it's happening, going down right now in my mind and what's going on. So basically my training right now has screeched to almost a halt. I've basically cut everything off, trying to heal up everything. I'm probably going to do a couple mile runs here and there, but basically whenever I want to. Because guess what? Today is Wednesday. We're just over 1 week until the Cruel Jewel 100. Wow. That's like shocking. And so, right now is taper time, shutdown time, time to let the body completely heal before it gets destroyed at this race. So, um, I also found out that there is good cell phone coverage apparently on the course. I'm very surprised at that, but that's what one of the race directors told me. So hopefully I can set up some kind of tracking for you guys as well as my family to keep track of where I am on the course. So I'll try to work that in. But anyway, so talked about the pacing plan, my current state of emotions, my training. Oh, and I don't know if most importantly, but it is a big deal. I'm excited. We're going to have Ryan Clayton on the channel on Friday. So Friday at 7 p.m. Very excited to have a little chat with him. If anyone has any questions for him, you're welcome to come on and ask him in the comments, of course, during the live stream. And he is also running the Cruel Jewel 100, so very excited about that. I hope to hopefully run a little bit with him, but I think he's a little bit faster than me, so we'll see. But certainly I'm going to talk to him and see him and hopefully get some video of how he's doing and his thoughts of the race, things like that. So, and he just came off of an amazing 50K. So his fitness is really in top form, I think, from what I've been able to see. So on Strava and stuff like that. So we'll see. I bet you he's probably gonna do really well at this race, and I'm excited for him. Meanwhile, I'm just hoping to finish. So anyway, I hope all is well with you. Thanks again for watching my channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you like this video, and the bell notification if you like to be notified of future videos. I'm going to try to crank out a few videos here over the next few days as I get ready for this race, just to bring you into what's going on and how it's going. So, all right, that's all I got for today. Got to go to work. Hopefully that'll distract me a little bit from all this nervousness from the race, but it's very exciting. I can't wait, and we'll catch up with you in the next one.